Hi and welcome to the first boss guide of the Death Knight Quarter, or the Death Knight Wing. This will be the video on Instructor Razuvious, and like I said on Grand Widow Felina, this is a fight where priests play an essential role to completing this fight, as you can't kill it without priests. Now, what you want is, you want to have your priests mind control these Death Knight understudies. The understudies will be the ones that tank the main boss, and the way you will be tanking him is that you'll tank where the boss is stood around this corner, with the understudy currently tanking stood right on this ledge behind the corner. So this is very similar to how we do Firemore, where healers are stood in line of the tank tanking, but not in line of sight of the boss. Now, the reason for this is that Razuvious has two abilities. One is Unbalancing Strike, which is a massive hit that can one-shot a main tank in full Naxxramas gear if the tank isn't ready for it. And the other one is Disrupting Shout. Disrupting Shout, however, is an AoE shout that hits every mana user in line of sight, draining their mana significantly and stunning them. So to make sure that you have the boss tanked by an understudy at all time, you want to make sure that priests and healers are stood around here, so that they won't get interrupted once he casts Interrupting Shout. We'll have a priest assigned to one of these three to make sure that they're tanking them, and we'll have a tank tanking whichever understudy isn't being currently mind controlled, if there are any of these up. Now, the important bit about Razuvious is the pull itself, because the priest can't go down and initiate the pull with a mind control, because they'll be awkwardly positioned then. So you have a main tank run down, pop both Last Stand and Shield Wall to make sure that he keeps Razuvious for a couple of seconds until these ads are correctly positioned to be mind controlled, so that priests are stood here out of line of sight of where Razuvious will be tanked, and then we can keep the fight going. Now, once the priests have mind controlled these understudies, they'll notice that the understudies have two abilities. They have Taunt and they have Shield Wall. Both of these last for 20 seconds. Taunt has a 60-second cooldown, which means that you need 3 priests to rotate the Taunt rotation to make sure that they always have aggro. And you will use Shield Wall on top of your Taunt, just to make sure that Razuvious doesn't kill the understudy. Now, healers will be healing the understudy, tanking, to make sure that these are alive throughout the entire fight. If too many of these die, you won't be able to tank it, and you won't be able to kill Razuvious before he just starts massacring your raid, because no one can tank him. Unbalancing Strike simply just hits too hard, so even with all cooldowns up, he still hits for an immense amount of damage. This sounds like a very tricky fight, but this is much more similar to how Razor Gore is, and and how we do Firemore, than it is actually difficult. It's just all about learning the correct positioning. Casters will be stood in line of sight, those damaging, so you will be stunned by a Disrupting Shout, and you will have some mana drain. You can also try and duke in and out. I'm not sure if Deadly Boss Mods will show when Disrupting Shout will come in. If that is the case, you should obviously dip in out of line of sight so you don't get hit by the Disrupting Shout, go back out, start DPSing the boss. Now, I can't show you the mind control itself because I'm currently showing this on a paladin. But yeah, but these understudies only have 2 abilities. It's Taunt and Shield Wall, and then they'll just auto-attack. This will be more than enough to make sure that you have aggro of Razuvious throughout the entire fight. Once you kill him, you just release the ads and you start killing them. It's no big problem at all. So I'm going to engage the fight just so you can see. He might actually hit hard even on me, even though I out-level him quite a lot. See here. I was doing a bit of a monologue thing. There we go. Waiting for Unbalancing Strike to come in. That was the shout. Obviously can't hit me because I'm high level. Here we go, Unbalancing Strike. Chance to be crit also increased. So this just hurts a lot. So you need to make sure that you have Shield Wall up at all times once you're tanking the boss as a priest. Other than that, just DPS the boss. Wait, I'll just show you how we'll do it. So we put him here, in here, like so. So now I'll be enraged if a healer stood up here top, but they won't be in line of sight of the boss. So you stand here, tank him slowly but surely, keep shield wall up, kill him, get some loot.